Hello, welcome back. We need to talk about Motability because, wow, are the wheels coming off this? Excuse the pun. Last year, this organisation was hailed as a key player in assisting the industry's transition to electric vehicles. This year, they've reported £500 million of pre-tax losses and also received a fair amount of backlash from customers. Now, Motability historically has always been quite successful, so where has it all gone wrong? Well, let's talk about it in this video. Let's kick off with the article that was released yesterday, then we'll have a bit of discussion as to how this mess has occurred. Motability takes £565 million blow as costs soar. The UK's biggest fleet, whose explosive growth in June last year was credited with helping car makers through a tricky period, has reported losses of more than £500 million. £500 million. Saying this highlights the growing cost of car ownership and volatile resale value of EVs. Motability Operations, the company behind the Motability charity, buys cars and leases them to people with qualifying disability allowance for $75.75 per week. The package includes road tax, servicing, insurance, breakdown cover, tyre and windscreen repair. It's become a major player in the UK car market since its 1977 foundation and now has a fleet of 815,000 cars. So by their own admission then, these losses are at least in part down to the volatile resale value of electric vehicles. So why do they continue to persevere with them? Why not focus on petrol and diesel? Well, that's the first thing that we need to be clear on. Because there are government corporate fleet targets in place for the UK, and given that they are the largest fleet operator here, they, just like manufacturers, are forced to promote EVs. Here's where it gets a bit troubling though. If we take a look at their website, they claim manufacturers are continuing to focus more on electric vehicles, EVs. This means there are fewer petrol and diesel cars in the market, making them more expensive to get on the scheme. So you might notice some advance payments have increased for these cars, referring to petrol and diesels. So let's get that straight then. Because manufacturers are more focused now on electric vehicles, that somehow means that petrol and diesel cars are far more expensive on this scheme. Sure enough, if we take a look at some of the cars available on their website, available in both petrol and electric form, you are looking at a larger advance payment, as they term it. That's essentially just an upfront cost. If we take a look at an example like a Hyundai Kona, there are others out there as well, that advance payment doubles on the petrol car. Why? If we take a look at these cars to purchase out with the scheme, you're almost £10,000 less to buy the petrol one. So it makes no sense that you would have double the advance payment if you were opting into this scheme. It appears that Motability, they're just attempting to make up losses inflicted by the electric cars with bigger prices on the petrol and diesels. Is this their plan to try and draw back some of these losses? Now, this bias towards electric, it's something we've seen a lot of here in the UK over the last few years with incentives, grants, car rationing and so on. But it seems especially sinister when it comes to Motability. These are cars which by nature are going to be given to those living with disabilities. I just said given. I want to be clear on that. It does cost these people. These cars are not given out for free. They are paying for them in one way or another. This is absolutely an area where the requirements should be tailored to the individual, not the government policy. A quick browse around the forums shows that there are quite a few people out there that feel forced towards EVs regardless of suitability. Now, if you fall into this category, please do leave a comment in the comments section below. I really want to hear a couple of experiences on this, whether they've been good or bad. Now, Motability do say on their website, for those who cannot have a home charger fitted, they do provide a BP Pulse subscription. But honestly, if we really scratch below the surface on this, it doesn't account for much because these chargers, even with a subscription, can still be up to almost 70 pence per kilowatt hour. I still feel there's a lot of people out there who haven't grasped how expensive that is. Over the years, we've gotten used to cost of fuel per litre, but kilowatt hour is still quite a new concept to a lot of people and it's being exploited. Let me put this in layman terms for you. At 70 pence per kilowatt hour, you're maybe looking at double, triple what running a little economical car is going to cost you. And then you need to think about you've got the physical requirements as well. Often, many of these charge bays, they don't have space for wheelchair access. The cables can be heavy. Some of them are like 10 meters in length. For someone who's not got any disabilities, not got any limitations, it can be a bit of a challenge trying to wind these things in as it is. It isn't exactly a great fit for those who have limited mobility, is it? Let's be honest. The bottom line here is, with Motability, much like manufacturers, they're being forced to play the game, so to speak. I'm confident that given the financial predicament that they now find themselves in and various suitability problems, means that they'd rather just keep away from electric vehicles and focus on petrol, which is probably what the majority want. I know there are going to be individuals out there for whom an electric vehicle makes sense. That's absolutely fine. But this is about choice, and much like the rest of the industry, that's gradually being taken away from you. We're being pushed towards these electric vehicles, and it just is not suitable for everyone. And when it's a potentially vulnerable audience, it's even harder hitting, isn't it? Now, as ever, thank you so much for watching. Please do let me know your thoughts in the comments section below. Give this video a like if you found it insightful, and I will see you for the next one.